Hello folks, I am back yet again to talk about this locomotive. I say yet again because it's been about 3 times now. This is the Broadway Limited Imports, wow, I said that completely wrong. Broadway Limited Imports 2025 Big Boy. So yeah, this locomotive is a complete train wreck, no joke. And I don't think you should pre-order this, well, it's the 2026 version. And I want to explain why in this video. So just starting off here, no delays. This locomotive is very prototypically inaccurate in so many different ways that it'd probably take me about an hour to talk about it. But I'll just go over like the quick things that I'll actually remember. So number one, the rear set of drivers rotate. Number two, the axle ends are not done properly. Number three, I'll put up a photo for this one. I'm not sure what it's called. The holes here are completely missing on the model. On the tender, the locomotive has class lights, which again, the one now does not have class lights in the rear. At least I'm pretty sure it doesn't from the photos I looked at. It does not have class lights. It has shelves on the bottom. The locomotive back on the top of the locomotive or top of the boiler. It has nothing around the whistle. It's just a whistle and that's it. On the front, now I guess this is kind of being a bit pandramatic here, but Locksound would do it if they ever made Locksound. Scale Trains would do it if they ever made a model of a steam locomotive, which I think they are actually. The class lights are not white in real life; they are more of a orangish yellow. I think at least around that, at least what seems like on the current model, on the real life one. I forgot to mention that the headlight is completely wrong. As you can see in the photo, it's supposed to have like two lights inside, yet on the model, it's just one. So also completely wrong there. I don't even know how you could mess that up. Might be a bit too, what do you call it? Pandramatic with that one. That's the right term. And it also, with the drawbar, it is very unrealistic. And yeah, that's just a couple things with the prototypical accuracy. Another thing, this locomotive runs like a piece of crap. Actually, I bet a piece of crap would actually run better than this locomotive does. This locomotive has given me nothing with issues. Well, heck, every single Broadway Limited locomotive I have ever owned has given me nothing with issues. All my Paragon 2s, my Paragon series, and all of my Paragon 4s. Well, I guess the FEF runs okay. Kind of. Regardless, though, this locomotive doesn't move. Why? I don't know. I'm guessing it's the motor because all of the lights still turn on, except for that. Well, except for the light on the tender too. That thing's not powered because I guess $700 is still too little to make every single light powered on the locomotive. And not to mention it's missing all of the lights that are here too. Alright, I'm dragging on this way too long. But yeah, the locomotive doesn't function. Why? I don't know. Smoking it still works, but again, that smoking it just smells like crap. Literally actually smells like poo. Or I should say human feces. It actually smells like that. Maybe a bit worse, actually. Um, I've had multiple people come over. My dad and mom, my actually a couple of my friends came over. They all say that thing smells horrible. I've gotten used to it at this point. It doesn't really bug me that much. But yeah, it's at a point where I can't run it without with anyone being in the house because it smells that bad. I have to air out the house for about 2 days because it smells that bad. Regardless, though, yeah, motor doesn't work. Also, I should also mention another reason why I shouldn't buy it. Stuttering so much. Wow, sorry about that, folks. The sound system is completely inaccurate to the actual locomotive. Like the chuffing is so wrong. It's like if I could describe it, it's like if you ever ask somebody to, hey, can you make me a locomotive, but sound system, but it has to be accurate to the big boy. I feel like um, Broadway Limited either asked a 5-year-old child to imagine what chuffing would sound like and a whistle would sound like, and they put that into a locomotive. And that's what this sounds like. This sounds more like hmm, how would I describe it? It kind of sounds like huh, how it doesn't sound like anything, if that makes sense. Like, it doesn't sound like a locomotive. It has these very, very deep chuffs, which again, the real big boy isn't actually too loud compared to this locomotive, which again, the motor is really loud in the first place. It has a very loud ticking noise. Not sure if that's a gearing issue or what, but it does. Um, and then again, like with the chuffing, it's so inaccurate. It's like the person who designed the sound system has never heard a big boy. Like, I dare I say these are computerized because it doesn't sound real. I don't even know what they would sound like. If anyone knows, like, let me know. I would like to know what the big boys sound from Broadway is actually based off of. Because to me, I don't think it's based off anything. I think it is computer generated, or heck, maybe AI. I don't know. The whistle is definitely not real as well. It's super inaccurate. Like again, it's like if you ask somebody just make a chuffing sound or a whistle that suits the locomotive look wise, that's what I would imagine they did. That's what it sounds like. It doesn't have see-through walkways, which is very disappointing in my opinion. This is all one piece of the molding, I believe, which is a bit unfortunate. Although I kind of see why they did it because that does save a lot on the money. Um, because it doesn't have to be a separate piece, which does make sense why they would do it. But again, come on, guys, you're charging so much. It should be the best it can be, not cut so many corners that's missing so much detail. Regardless, though, yeah, that's part of the reason why I don't think you should buy these locomotives. I don't think it's worth your money to buy the BLI one. Just wait for Athearn, because it'll just be so much more better. Of course, Athearn still doesn't do the axle ends, but of course, they're a lot smaller than BLI's. BLI's axle ends are actually bigger. By the way, this silver bit here is bigger than the crank pin. For people who are wondering, that's how big it is. And for those who are saying, oh, you're not going to notice it while it's running, yes, you do. It's very annoying. I know it sounds kind of strange, but watching it go down and like it's just kind of like, I guess it just shines a lot, if that makes sense. So it's kind of annoying. Kind of annoying, yeah. I just wish it was different. I think it could have been, to be honest, for the price. Which again, come on, BLI, you're charging so much. Just make it the best you can. Yeah, I know there's some people who will still defend BLI, saying that they're a great company. Which again, you know who you are if you're still watching these videos. Again, they're not that great. Let's be honest here. BLI is no, in my opinion, I think BLI is a contender for one of the worst companies in HO scale. Okay, hear me out. Again, usually, at least on the SD40 I had from them, um, sorry, I'm having allergies right now. I guess I've been having it for this entire month. Um, on the SD40, none of the writing was legible. That locomotive was like 400 USD with sound, whilst a Scaletrain's SD40-2 is 500 Canadian dollars with better sound, with more accurate sound, with drive hold, with more horns that are actually prototypical to the real life models, accurate sounding horns, accurate prime movers, drive hold, I think I already said that, better dynamic brakes, more momentum control, better motor control. Like, Scaletrains is better in every single way, in my opinion, than BLI. I never had a single issue ever with BLI. I mean, BLI, that's a lie, wow. Um, so yeah, I never had a single issue with Scaletrains ever. So yeah, I think that's a real testament to the quality of these BLI big boys, because this thing doesn't run. Now, I don't think I'm going to be repairing this model, to be honest, because I don't want to have to pay another $50, no, not 50, $80 for shipping. Again, which again, they should be paying for it. But of course, they're not, because I'm Canadian, unfortunately. Well, I like to be Canadian, I should say. That came out a bit wrong. Unfortunately, they won't pay for it. But yeah, I hope you actually watched the end. I doubt anyone did, because this is probably very boring. Me even speaking here is kind of boring myself anyways, so yeah. Alrighty, folks, I think that's going to wrap up my video here. But yeah, I just don't personally think that this is worth the money. Now, of course, if you think it's worth the money, then yeah, I guess just go ahead and pre-order it. But I just don't think it is, judging by how much is wrong with the locomotive and well, how quickly these die. Like I said, every single Broadway limited model I have has failed. Why? It's just, I guess, a testament to their quality. So I personally think it makes more sense just to not buy one. Maybe it could be my layout, but again, I doubt it because I have an SW 1000, 1200 locomotive, SW 1200 locomotive that runs completely fine on my layout. And that's so much smaller and even older than this BLI model as well. Considering I think it's a year old now. And yeah, it's honestly crazy. But yeah, I just don't think they're worth their money, worth your money. So yeah, BLI should definitely just sorry, I mean, make a kit because after all, the big boy, this year's one, the American 251, is only like what? There's only like two things that are really changed, which again, the flags, and then the wheel sets and the eagle on the front. I think that's it. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't seen the big boy yet, but I'm pretty sure that's what's changed if I remember correctly. But yeah, I'm pretty sure if they really wanted to, they could just instead of releasing a whole new model, which again this would be so much cheaper for them. So I'm not sure why they wouldn't be doing this during the tariff time, where they could just release the wheel sets and the eagle and the flag separately, so people could just put it on themselves. But again, they're probably doing it because of corporate greed. Or maybe it's just easier to do this. I don't know. Yeah, regardless, folks, that's my take on this model. And, well, yeah, if you have differing opinions on this, then let me know in the comments. Alright, folks, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, folks.